status. Okay. In second chapter, we are going to learn residential status. Section 6. No, main section 6 deals with the residential status. Okay. We know that each and every person has to pay the tax, right? Each and every person has to pay the tax, but the term person is always different. Okay, term person is always different. How many categories will be involved in the term person? 7 categories will be there. First one is individual, next one is partnership firm, HUF, company, artificial, juridical person, local authorities, and association of persons or body of individual. Total 7 categories will be there. Okay, for each and every category of person, residential status conditions will be different, income tax rules and conditions will be different. Okay, but in our syllabus we are going to learn how to determine the residential status of an individual, means first category of person, and how this residential status is related to tax. That we are going to learn in this chapter. Individual part we are going to learn. Okay, here we can study the entire residential status of an individual by dividing the individual into 2 categories. One is general category individual and other one is a special category individual. Okay, before going to know how to identify the general category individual or a special category individual, let me explain what is the linkage between the residential status and the tax liability of an individual. What is the relation between these 2 factors, we will see. For example, we know very well that always income taxes depends upon the total income of an individual, right? Income taxes depends upon total income of an individual. Assume the total income is 20 lakh rupees, whereas out of this 20 lakhs he earned 16 lakh rupees in India. 16 lakh rupees in India and 4 lakh rupees in a foreign country. So we can call this 16 lakhs as a Indian income, 4 lakhs as a foreign income, right? Now you say on which amount he has to pay the tax. Is it only on 16 lakhs or is it on only 4 lakhs or else both all together 20 lakhs? On both, on what basis we can say that? On what basis we can say that? Directly, simply we cannot say that. First we need to check the residential status of the individual. Okay, if the status is, means if the person is a resident, then he has to pay tax on both the incomes. Means 16 lakhs and 4 lakhs altogether, on total 20 lakhs he has to pay the tax if he is a resident. Suppose if he is a non-resident, then he has to pay tax only on Indian income, only on 16 lakhs. Okay. If he is a resident, on total 20 lakhs he has to pay tax. Assume on the entire 20 lakh rupees he is paying a tax of some 15,000 rupees. He is paying a tax of 15,000 rupees. If he is a non-resident, then he needs to pay tax only on 16 lakh rupees now. And on 16 lakhs he has to pay only 10,000 rupees tax. Okay. Now, whose tax liability is less? NR tax liability is less. So, how can we say that? Tax liability depends upon the total income. Total income depends upon the residential status. So, based on residential status, is tax liability changing or not? Yes or no? So, is it important to study residential status or not? Yes or no? Simply we cannot say that on 20 lakhs, on 16 lakhs like that. First we need to determine the residential status, because on this only tax will be considered. Total income will be considered, tax also will be considered. Clear? Now, here this main individual can be categorized into two types, general category and special category. General category individual means who will stay in India from past 11 years without any travel to foreign country, that person will falls under general category. From past 11 years he should stay in India. Suppose if he will travel to foreign country also, he should not stay for more than 6 months in a foreign country. In all the majority of the time he should be in India, that person will comes under general category. The special category means any person who is leaving the country, for the purpose of business, employment or as a crew member, that three individuals will comes under special category. Anyone who is leaving the country for the purpose of business or employment or as a crew, then that three individuals will comes under special category. Clear? Understood? Now in detail we will learn how to identify or how to determine the residential status of a general category individual. Okay, there are few conditions. Let me erase this. First one is a basic conditions. Basic conditions, section 6 subsection 1 deals with all basic conditions. Here we will get two sets of conditions. How many conditions we will get here? Two sets. One is, in first one, a person should stay at least 182 days or more in a previous year. How many days? At least 182 days or more in a previous year. That is the first condition. A person should stay in India for at least 182 plus, 182 or more, 182 days or more in previous year. Or second condition is, a person should stay in India at least 60 days or more in previous year. Along with that, he should stay for more than 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years. Okay. Stay in India 60 or more in a previous year plus 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous year. PPY means preceding previous year. PY means previous year. What is previous year? Which year? 24 to 25. Preceding previous years means? Past years of a previous years. For example, 24 to 25 is a previous year. Last year, previous year. Then past 4 years means 23, 24, 22, 23, 21, 22, 20, 21. All these 4 will be called as a 4 preceding previous years. Okay, here 4 years we have taken 4 preceding. If we will take 7 years, 7 preceding. If we will take 10, 10 preceding previous years. Okay. What is the condition? Stay in India for at least 182 days or more in previous year. In this previous year, at least he should stay 182 days or more. Or else, stay in India for at least 60 days or more in previous year. In this previous year, 60 days or more he should stay. Along with that, in this 4 preceding previous year, he should stay more than 365 days. Okay. Understood. Now, any person or any individual who satisfies first A condition and B condition, or is satisfying only first condition, not satisfying second one. First one not satisfying, second one is satisfying. In some situations he will not satisfy both the conditions. Okay, then how to decide? If he will satisfy both or any one of the conditions, then he will be called as a resident and ordinarily resident. Resident or ordinarily resident. In short, we can call him as a ROR. Okay. If any person does not satisfy both the basic conditions, then he will be called as a non-resident. Okay. Here remember, directly we cannot write a resident and ordinary resident. First we need to check whether he is a resident or not. Okay, if he satisfy both the conditions or anyone, he will be called as a resident. If it does not satisfy, non-resident. Once he proved himself as a resident, then additional conditions will be verified. Another set of conditions will be there. Second one is additional conditions. Here section 6 subsection 6 deals with the additional conditions. Again here also two sets of conditions will be there. What is the first one? A1 is a person should be resident for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years. Okay, I think you know what is meaning of preceding previous years. Past years of a previous years. We need to consider 10 past previous years, and out of all these 10 years he should stay at least 2 years. Okay, resident for 2 out of 10 preceding previous year. And other set is a person should stay in India for at least 730 days or more in 7 preceding previous years. Okay, any individual who satisfies both the additional conditions, then he will be called as a resident and ordinary resident. If he is satisfying only first condition, not satisfying second one, or is satisfying only first one, not satisfying first one but satisfying second one, sometimes he may not satisfy both the additional condition. In such case he will be called as a resident but not ordinary resident. ROR and RNOR. ROR is the one who satisfies both additional condition. RNOR is the one who satisfies any one condition or else who does not satisfy any of the additional conditions. Understood? Clear? But these additional conditions are applicable only to the resident. These conditions are not applicable to a non-resident. Clear? General category. Now we are going with the special category. Special category, 3 types of individuals will come. One who left the country for the purpose of business, employment or as a crew member, that person will falls under special category. For special category individual, how to check the conditions? See, here also we have a basic conditions and additional conditions. Basic conditions, additional conditions. But in general category, how many basic conditions are there? 2 basic conditions. But in case of special category, we will have only 1 basic condition. Only 1 basic condition. That is the first one. Stay in India for at least 182 days or more in previous year. Okay. If he will satisfy this first basic condition, he will be called as a resident. If it does not satisfy the first basic condition, he will be called as a non-resident, NR. Okay. Resident, once he proved himself as a resident, then additional conditions are applicable. For non-resident, additional conditions are not applicable. Again, additional conditions 2 are there. Same additional conditions. No change for general category and special category. Okay. Here A and B. In first one, he should be a resident for 2 out of 10 preceding previous years, or else he should stay in India for 730 days or more in 7 preceding previous years. Same, both. If he will satisfy both the additional condition, then he will be called as ROR. If he will satisfy any one or none of the conditions, then status is RNOR. Clear? How to check the residential status of an individual. Is this clear? Next we will see the amendments. Okay. In amendments we have 2 main amendments. These amendments are given in the financial year 2020. Okay. First one, any Indian origin or a citizen of India visiting India and staying for 3 to 4 months time, how to determine his residential status. That is the thing. Okay. Any citizen of India or Indian origin. Who will be called as an Indian origin? Who will be called as Indian origin? The one who born in India, or his parents should born in India, or else his grandparents should born in India, or else his great grandparents should born in a undivided India. These people will be considered as a Indian origin. Okay, any citizen or Indian origin is visiting India and staying in India in the previous year for more than 182 days. More than 182 days, then he will be called as a resident. Okay. If this person is staying in India for 120 to 182 days. 120 means how many months, ma'am? 4 months. 180 means 6 months. If he is staying for 4 to 6 months, then conditions we have to check. Okay, first condition is he should stay at least 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years. Okay, and the next condition is his total Indian income should not exceed 15 lakhs. First one is he should stay in India for 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous year, and his total Indian income should exceed 15 lakhs. Then he will be called as a directly ROR. Directly he will be called as a ROR. Clear? If he does not satisfy these conditions and he is staying for less than 120 days, he is staying for less than 120 days, then directly this person will be called as a NR. Understood? This is the recent amendments given in the year financial year 2020. Okay. Next, second one is second amendment 2. If any Indian origin or a citizen of India, any Indian origin or a citizen of India who is visiting a country and earning a total Indian income is more than 15 lakhs, then this person will be called as a deemed resident. As per income tax, whoever is considered as a deemed resident, that person will be directly considered as a RNOR. He will be treated as deemed resident, and a deemed resident directly will be treated as RNOR. Here, these are the two main amendments which we can observe in the financial year 2020. Okay, earlier these two amendments were not there. Recently, these were introduced. Clear? Now, how these residential status will show impact on the Indian income and foreign income. Already, we have seen that if a person status is ROR, then he needs to pay tax on Indian income and foreign income. If a person status is RNOR, then he has to pay tax on Indian income plus any income which he is controlling. If he is earning any income from a business where the business is getting controlled from India, on that these two incomes RNOR has to pay the tax. If he is a NR, then he has to pay tax only on Indian income. Okay, Indian income, foreign income should be taxable to ROR. Only Indian income is taxable to NR. Along with Indian income, if he is having any business but that business is getting controlled from India, then on that ROR also should pay the tax. Clear? So finally what we can observe, Indian income is common to all. Whatever may be the status, ROR, RNOR or NR, whatever is the status, on Indian income, 3 individuals has to pay the tax. Foreign income is taxable only to the ROR. Here whatever business controlled from India you are seeing, this is a one particular type of a foreign income. It is not a fully foreign income, no fully Indian income. It is a one type of a foreign income. Understood? Okay, this is all about the residential status and how it is related to the total income. Okay, how the total income is deciding a tax liability of a individual. Okay, thank you.